Hello everybody and welcome to my Deepstone Crypt raid guide. The first thing that's going to happen when you load in is you're going to spawn into this area with a bunch of ads. Going to want to go ahead and clear out all of the enemies. And then you can walk up to a door and it will open. So right now you're just watching me kill all the enemies. And once they're all taken out, you can go ahead and walk up to this door right here. It will open and then you can move on to the next little part. So you're just going to want to kind of head down this hallway. It's pretty straightforward. And then you're going to get to the Sparrow part. Now with the recent changes to this, you're going to have to do it the intended way. So the first thing you'll want to do is come over to the left. There will be a bubble here. You can wait in here until your frostbite goes all the way away. Recharge your sparrow and then you can head down to this kind of right-ish. Try avoiding these bombs, otherwise they'll slow you down and you won't be able to make this jump. Then you can come in here. There'll be a bunch of enemies here. I've already cleared out them, but every time you get into a bubble from now on, there will be enemies that you have to clear out. Then if you die, if you cleared out all the enemies, it will save that spawn location. But after that, just kind of go straight forward, and then you'll eventually get to this next bubble. Again, there will be a bunch of enemies here. Then if you head off over here, there will be a little ledge. Get on that ledge, keep going around, then it will be right here. And then you can go out the same way that you came. It will be pretty much straightforward. It's going to be hiding behind this rock right here. And then you're going to get to the kind of big rock maze thing. All you need to do is kind of make it to the end. So any of these holes at the end will work, but then you'll get here. There will be like 2 brigs and a bunch of enemies. Right there is the exit. You don't have to clear out any of these ads. If your full team gets to the end, they can just go straight to the door and be done. And the secret chest is up here if you want it. Some tips for this part is the always on time sparrow is for some reason faster than the other sparrows. So that's a big help, and you can also keep spamming your boostings to go a little bit faster until you obviously have no energy left. And another thing is just to use your kind of side boost if you're gonna fall off or try avoiding the mines. Then after that, you're just going to kind of go through these ice caves. Again, it's pretty straightforward. Go inside the building. Can actually take your sparrow all the way. Most people jump off their sparrow like before entering the building, but you can take your sparrow over here. Speeds it up a little bit. And then once you get through this door, you are onto the first actual encounter. So for this part, there's going to be 2 main augments. There's going to be the operator augment and the scanner augment. The operator is going to have to shoot 4 specific panels under the, like on the basement floor. The way they will know which ones to shoot is the scanner will have to look at the augment or the panels and tell the operator which ones to shoot. Trick is the operator is the only one allowed inside the basement, so the scanner has to look up through the glass on the floor in order to find out which ones to shoot. So I'll be showing those here right about now. So on the light side, this is going to be the light 1. This will be light 2. You can use these big pillars as kind of a waymark. This is light 3. Light 4 will be on the pillar, and then light 5 is going to be on the wall. Coming over to the dark side, it's going to be pretty much the exact same, just kind of mirrored. So there's going to be dark 1. Dark 2 is going to be on the pillar right here. And these will be glowing yellow for the scanner, so the scanner just looks up there. This is dark 3. Dark 4 is on the pillar, and dark 5 is on the wall. So the scanner will always start on the dark side, so dark side usually calls out first. Then you can either have the operator send the or open the door for the scanner to come through to the light, or you can pass the scanner through and somebody on light side can pick it up. Either way, once you have both of the or all 4 of the callouts with which panels to shoot, the operator will head down here. They'll have to shoot the panel on the wall again. If you ever have to do a second phase, that's where you're going to kind of stay, but then once you're down here, just go ahead and shoot the panels that scanner has called out to shoot. You have a time limit in here, so try making it as fast as possible. That is also why we wait to come down here. If you go down straight away, then time limit's going to be a little bit of an issue. Once you have shot all 4, it's going to start damage phase. So operator is going to put the operator in, then he'll pick up suppress, or the scanner I mean. And then these fuses on the wall are going to light up. You're just going to call them out. And it's just kind of facing which way. It's going to be dark side left or right or whatever, and light side left, right, middle. And some good weapons for damage on these things is because there's those big fuses up top. You're going to want to use like something like Bastion or Xenophage, something like that. Those 2 are usually the main 2, but you can also use like 1K voices or like any regular shotgun. Don't use slugs, but should be an easy one phase. If not, then you're going to have somebody who already picked up the operator go and save the person downstairs, otherwise their time limit's going to run out. And then just kind of rinse and repeat. And once you get it done, you can move on to the next encounter. Here's the pathway. Just go down here. Head through the door. There will be this big statue. Once you get past the statue, then you're on to the next encounter. You're going to have to wait for all 4 people or all 6 people to get in here, start a little cutscene, and move on. So for this encounter, you're going to have 3 people up top and 3 people on the bottom. Going to want to have the going to want to have 1 person on the bottom know how to scan, 1 person on top know how to scan, 1 person on top also needs to be operator, which is going to be, from my perspective, I'm the operator, and then the other 2 are just kind of there for add, clear, and what all. So first 2, or when first load in, 2 people are going to head up straight away. The scanner and the add clear. We're going to start clearing everything up there, get everything ready. Meanwhile, the operator is going to stay down here. They're going to wait for the operator to spawn downstairs. Then once the operator gets the operator, they're going to go back upstairs. Or I guess go upstairs for the first time. So yeah, to go upstairs, you just go up through these elevators. The operator will also need to make sure to send down some life pods. So just usually send down 3 is the best option. Leave 1. And then you're just going to want to make sure all the servitors are down. And once all the servitors are down, it will automatically start damage phase. If not, then it's going to take a while. Then it will be damage. The best weapon for damage on this part is Lament. And you'll want to hold your aiming button. And then 3 light attacks and 1 heavy. Now right here I grabbed the replication debuff. So I had to have my friend pick up the operator, shoot it off my head, and then I can pick up the operator. So if you're operator, you don't want to get that stuck, but if it happens, then you can go switch it out real quick. And then you'll want to take it to one of these little vent things. Get your friend with the debuff in there and then shoot off their head. And that will basically clear out that debuff. Because if that debuff reaches 0 while you're holding it, then you all wipe. Meanwhile, while we were doing that, the person downstairs were using the scanner to find out which one they had a damage. And now they are sending up a person with the debuff up here. I'm going to go ahead and open this. I'm going to clear them. So one was from the one that we just damaged, and one was from the bottom team. And usually you would have the bottom team go and do another damage phase, but we did enough damage where we didn't need to do that. And there's going to be a bunch of Atraxes up here. Your scanner is going to have to call out which one is the correct one. You go all damage it, and you can move on. And now here's just the path to the next encounter. Or I guess to the path to the jumping puzzle. Usually there's a bunch of ads in that room. My teammates already cleared them out though. Then once everybody gets in this room, the doors will open. There's a few different ways to do this jumping puzzle. The fastest way is to go over here and jump like this with the hunter. If you're warlock, you can use like heat rises. If you're titan, you can just use lion rampants. But that's a more advanced way, so more easier way is to actually go to the right side. And again, on the right side, there's a couple different ways of doing this. You can either keep going right, it'll go kind of right around, or what I find to be the easiest way is to jump down here. And then you can go and jump straight across. And if you were to stay on the right side, you would jump like through those little platforms over there. And these all lead to the same spots, just different ways of getting there. On the left side, you're going to jump over here. Make sure you don't get hit by those fan blades. The left side also has a secret chest. You can backtrack for this if you went the right side though. So right here is where the right side would meet up with the left side. If you went on the right, you can kind of, you know, backtrack down there. And then get across here, just kind of jump. You can use those little ledges on the bottom as kind of a booster if you need it. You don't have to do anything to these ads. You can just kind of run past them. They were hurting me a little bit, so I froze them. Then you're going to want to watch out for that fan blade again. We'll jump on this ledge to the left. You can jump straight up, or you can jump to the left a little bit, and there's a little opening that you can jump up for baby steps. For these, I recommend jumping on the edge of them because it has a slightly bigger platform to land on. Then you can jump up. And you're going to jump up again. And then here there's going to be a bunch of ads. There's going to be 2 brigs. My teammates have already cleared them out though, so we're good. Once everybody gets in this door, or in this little room, the door will open. Take a left, then take a right. Those are the only ways you can go, but just in case you want to know exactly where to go. And then you are on to the next encounter. So for this encounter, I would recommend something like Trinity Goal, Wither Horde, Anarchy. They're all great options. My personal preference is to use Trinity Goal, a primary auto rifle, and a sword. And there's going to be 3 different augments in this encounter this time, instead of just the scanner and operator. There's now going to be a 3rd one called Suppressor. Suppressor will need to go inside these little hairdryer things. The boss will light up blue, and then the suppressor will just shoot the boss. You can also stick him with Anarchy or Wither Horde, and it will do the same thing. Then you can just run through them. Suppressor will want to do that as quickly as possible, and that will stun the boss, allowing the balls that spawn in to be inserted. And I'll show you the other rules, but in a second. But some backstory or some pre-knowledge that I didn't get to right just yet is 2 balls will spawn, and you'll want to have people, preferably people that don't have like duties, like the operator or suppressor. Scanner doesn't really matter. So the scanner, as you can see here, it will glow like yellow for whichever 2 places need to be dunked at. So just grab the ball and you can dunk them inside the different places. And they'll have a glowing red core if they have already been dunked in, so if there's already one dunked in there, don't put it in there, otherwise bad things happen. Callouts I usually make on these boxes are the boss side, the spawn side, the left and the right, because they'll never spawn diagonally to each other, so you just need those 4 callouts. The operator's job is to shoot a panel that glows red, like right there, and that will trigger the balls to spawn. You want to delay that as much as possible. You also don't want to delay it too much, otherwise 3 balls will spawn, and the scanner has to make another callout. So do that. That gives the suppressor plenty of time to suppress the boss. If you something I should also mention is when you're holding a ball, you're going to gain stacks of radiation. If you get to 10 stacks of radiation, you will die. Also, if you slam into the wrong container, you're also going to die. So operator is not actually really necessary in this. You can just use a scanner and suppressor. Obviously, operator just makes it a lot easier because then you only have to do 2 balls instead of 3. You can also use those little glowing squares kind of in the middle of the map underneath the boxes to tell how many phases you're on. We'll take a total of 6 phases in order to complete the encounter. And then, as you just saw, after you complete the encounter, a door opens on below. Run to the end of that, the door will close behind Taniks. And one person actually has to make it in here, so some people die along the way, it's fine. A long little sequence will happen, your screen will glow white, and then you'll spawn down here, or it'll teleport you. Sometimes it can kill you, not that big of a deal unless you're going for flawless. And then your chest is right here. Gonna make your way through the ship's rubble. And then you can move on to the final boss encounter. For the boss encounter, there's going to be the 3 augments again. Scanner, operator, and the suppressor. Suppressor is going to be pretty much the exact same. There's going to be 3 different hair dryers at the 3 different locations. You only have to shoot the boss under the 3 hair dryers that the boss is at. So if the boss is at spawn side, you only have to shoot the 3 at the spawn side. And the spawn will always spawn the operator. Orange will always spawn the suppressor. And blue will always spawn the scanner. The way I'm going to show you is 4-ball strat. So you're not going to need scanner really at all, but don't worry about that. The suppressor I've already told you. So right here, when the boss moves, you're going to want to break all 4 of his thrusters. This will spawn 4 balls. One person right there, as you saw on the right, got stuck. The operator has to shoot the bubble in order to free them. And then you can't dunk the ball until they're suppressed. You're going to want to wait until the operator breaks the second big purple bubble in order to, or until the suppressor stuns him. And then once that second bubble is broken, go ahead and suppress, and then everybody can bank their ball. The way you know where to bank them is pretty much just wherever the boss isn't. And then for damage phase, I recommend Anarchy and Double Slugs. The problem with that is there's only 2 kinetic slugs in the game right now. One is Chaperone, which is an exotic, so you can't use it with Anarchy. And the other one is the Raid exotic, or not the Raid exotic, but the Raid slug, which comes from the Raid, so doubtful that you'll have it. So if you don't have those, then you can use like double snipers, that's also good. Or you can use 1 slug and 1 sniper with Anarchy. If you don't have Anarchy, then you can use something like Xenophage, or just like the snipers. Either way, you can probably get a 1 phase. Make sure you have 1 person using Divinity, just because it makes shooting crits a lot easier. Then final stand, he's going to kind of bob around, just melt him there, and you have completed the raid. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.